The only person I think I would have loved to see him wrestle would have been Mick Foley. That's the only person.
I thought you were about to say Kirk Franklin. I was like, what?
Oh.
It's like, you know, you got this like really bad guy and this really like Christian guy, you know what I mean, going at it in the ring, like good versus evil almost.
Man. Yeah.
Nah, that Kirk Franklin thing is crazy, man.
Explain it for the listeners.
I woke up one morning and I saw Kirk Franklin apologizing. So apparently him and his son, his oldest son that's like 33.
I can play the
they
audio.
got into
Nah, the audio's a little shitty, but
all right.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, go ahead, my bad.
But yeah, anybody that wants to see it, they can look it up. But Kirk Franklin ends up getting into it with his son. They have an argument, and he's cussing his son out. He's calling him all types of bitches and saying like, "Yo, I'll put my
break
foot
his
up
fucking
your ass."
neck.
Yo, he did say he was gonna break his son's neck, and I'm like, fam, this was crazy to the point that he ended up having to make a public apology about like the conversation between him and his son.
Listeners, the cat is out the bag with this Kirk Franklin shit. He cusses. You know, this gospel singer, legendary gospel singer, you know, he's very positive, hardcore Christian. Well, surprise, surprise, everybody who's good at heart cusses. So I didn't see the need for him to apologize. You know, I think it's just more important. Like, hey, should parents be cussing at their children and talking to them any type of way? I'm like, do you guys think that a parent should do that, or do you think that the parents shouldn't be doing that? I think it's a balance. I think it depends on the situation. Like, I don't believe in insulting your children, like calling them like, oh, you fucking bitch, or you dumbass nigga. I don't think you should talk to your children like that. But if you know, in a form of discipline, like, yo, I'm gonna break my foot up in your ass because, like, you know, they're being stupid or hard-headed, that's different. But because you don't literally mean you're gonna stick your foot in their ass, you know what I mean?
I feel you on that. Like, I think to me, I look at it like this. I just want to put this out there. It doesn't mean anything. Take it for what you want. His son is 33 years old. So, like, this is a conversation between him and another man who happens to be his son. It's that. And then secondly, I'll be honest with you. Like, that's their family business. Because, like, to me, I can't say, I'm not going to be the measuring stick for, like, how people deal with family situations. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, I mean, I'm the measuring stick of the culture. I understand that.
Just
But,
not
like,
the measuring stick for other people's families. I get it.
Exactly. I'm not Ayanna Van Zandt. Like, that, I leave that to professionals. So, like, it's not like it's like a 5-year-old or a 10-year-old or someone that's not 18 or 19 or 20 that can separate themselves from you, right? So I just look at it like this. Like, I don't think he should apologize because it's his family's business. And you only hear, like anything on social media, we only hear like 15 seconds of something and then form an opinion around that whole 30 seconds of what could have been a 45-minute argument.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I just think people, I feel like the world we live in, it's crazy how, like, because of a personal matter, they'll push you to, oh, you have to apologize for how you have a conversation with your family. That's not meant to be seen by the public.
You know, I think that because he's talking to his son, it's none of my business. You know what I mean? Like, otherwise, I see it is people are going to talk to their kids or their family members like any type of way they're going to talk to them, and I stay out of that. Me personally, I wouldn't do it, but that's just me. That's just the way I go around. But like, the way I see it is like you taking care of your kids, you taking care of your pets, like you taking care of your family. Like, I don't really fuck with any of that. You know what I mean? However you decide to do that, that's your business.
Right, but here's the thing though. Like, do you guys agree? Like, hey, this man, he's providing for his entire family, but he beats the living shit out of his kids when he's angry. Is that
that's crazy?
Or this man, he provides for his family, but he really verbally degrades, you know, his children, like they're fucking idiots and they'll never amount to him and all that. Do you think that's okay? Like, no. It's not our business or nothing like that. And I'm not saying that you gotta play superhero to every family, because that's not our job. But what I'm saying is just that I don't think it's okay there's a certain way to talk to your kids when you're upset. There's a certain way to definitely discipline them, because I believe kids should be disciplined or they're gonna grow up to be fuck ups. I think that you shouldn't fucking degrade them or insult them, because that fucks them up mentally too. It has nothing to do with this PG soft snowflake shit that these pussy ass people love to use that narrative as a fucking excuse. It just, it's true. Like when you're raising children, you shouldn't talk down on them, because they're going to grow up thinking like that's what they are, or they're going to grow up doing that to others. And people got to watch out for that shit.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think that what you said is true. And I think that Kirk Franklin was going a little overboard personally. Like he said he's gonna break his son's neck and da. Like, now, I mean, mind you, I'm not sure how he talks to his kids on like a good day. You know what I mean? But I would assume that something real serious happened in order for him to like be, essentially saying like he's gonna fuck up his son, like for real is what it sounds like. But I mean, it's just, I don't know. Of course, you shouldn't talk to your kids, your family, anybody, any type of way. But
he was just reading a something from the Bible. That's why I just was breaking that.
He was excited. What verse was that? That shit sounded crazy. I'm gonna break your fucking neck.
It's Austin 316.
Austin 316.
What were you about to say, Spencer?
Steve Austin wrote it. Nah, so like back to what I was saying, I agree there where you shouldn't allow I don't agree with talking down to kids, because like you said, it does affect them mentally, right? So that from that standpoint, I definitely agree. But I also would say like that's just from like raising a kid and everything like that. But when it comes to like the conversation between a 50 some odd year old father and his 30 plus year old son, and he uses that language, I can't really say like it's not my business to say if it's wrong or right, because I can't even judge Kirk Franklin off of it, only because it's only what his son put out there. I don't know what the conversation was prior to, or even if maybe he may have like one of the best relationships. He may live a house. He may have a household similar to one Jada, right? Where they sit down and talk to their kids the whole time. And then you might have one of those kids, because in Kirk Franklin's words, he said, this child is he's brought nothing but toxicity to our family throughout his whole, I don't know what the whole story is. There's a backstory there that we don't know.
Right.
So like, I don't know. I leave it at like, that's his business, because it's an adult. Now, if it was him talking to like a 10-year-old child,
a little different.
If his child was like 10 years old and he's like, yo, I'll break your neck and like, I'll put my foot up you and, oh, you'll never be anything. Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. Because then that's when like that's a moment when like, oh, you can bring social services into this. But
yeah.
But when it's like a 50 plus year old man talking to a 33-year-old man, because to have that type of dialogue with your son, you probably don't look at him as your son, like, or you don't look at him with the same. You look at him as a man at the end of the day as well.
Right. They need to fight. So, like that's what they need to do. Like fuck all that. They just need to fight. I
mean, would you fight your dad if he was talking to you crazy, Nacho?
Hey, Dad, I know you're listening to this right now. Like, Dad, like maybe we have to get it in, Oh, God, no.
Listen, man. So that's like your first goal after you heal up with your leg?
Yeah, me and my dad are going to go at it, Old Jackson versus Young Jackson for the podcast.
Yeah, that could be a Thanksgiving event.
Yeah. That could be a Thanksgiving event. Who's